Let us talk about Blade. I'm gonna probably do another video on this, but let us just begin. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Flakes Picks and the Nitpicks, and I am your humble host, Nove718. And let's talk about Mahershala Ali as Blade. Now, I was asked about what I felt about Blade, and I told my folks that I wasn't really impressed. As fucked as up as it may seem, I'm glad everything is good. I'm not even mad about it. I just wasn't excited about it like everyone else seems to be. One, because I kind of was hoping they would have went with an unknown. It was like I forgot that he was the other black guy that was working in Hollywood today, because I figured it was gonna be Michael Jai White, which I thought would have been cool, because he could actually do the fighting and everything. And we haven't seen Michael Jai White in a minute, so it was cool to see him get added to the pot. I didn't think that they would have continued with Wesley Snipes, save they omit at least Blade Trinity. But I think that could have been, you could have inserted it back in, but I know Wesley is up there in age. But he's not that much older than Mahershala Ali. Mahershala Ali is like 44. I think Wesley is like 50, 51 or something to that effect. But that's neither here nor there. It was like I should have realized him, because Mahershala Ali is the only other black actor that's out there that isn't in the MCU. Chadwick Boseman, I didn't really know who he was like that, so that was cool to see someone different. It was like, if it was gonna be Michael B. Jordan, it would have been like it's like you're only gonna see Michael B. Jordan, Idris Elba, and Mahershala Ali, the only actors out here right now. That's black male actors in demand right now, that at least are physically fit enough to go into that. Unless you get like, I think there's a guy, the guy that was on like Atlanta, from what I understand. He's a big dude. I think he was the guy in the police officer in Child's Play. You know what I mean? I think that's the same guy from what I hear, and I hear his name is coming up a few times, but he wasn't gonna be, unless he was gonna be in a background character, he wasn't gonna be any leading black male superhero, because none of them look like that. I'm sure he could get into the physical shape, but right now it's only a handful of guys you could think of. And even with MCU getting bigger and bigger, it was like you're gonna start seeing what I don't want to see is too many actors from other franchises working in the same franchise as Marvel. It'll look a little odd, a little weird, and that's not what I think that everyone is looking for. They want to see something fresh, something new, something very dynamic, something completely visually different. And like I said, I can understand why you would veer off from Wesley Snipes to Mahershala Ali. He's actually a real good, credible actor. I look forward to seeing what he does. But my personal opinion, again, I'm not that surprised. I'm really not. Like I said, he's one of the only black male actors out there. There's not too much of him, and I can see, and he's already worked in the TV series as well. And this is what I kind of don't want too much of, and I don't want us to waste such a good actor. I see Mahershala Ali doing his own rendition of Wesley does. I feel like I don't want to see that. If we're gonna do that, I'm gonna feel like, at what point shouldn't we have just gotten Wesley? I don't want him doing that same rendition. Don't get me wrong. Of course, some of the attributes and stuff that Wesley did, but I want him to further it. He's a good actor. I want to see him do something very impactful. You know what I mean? Like, when I look at Blade, I never looked at Blade or even Wesley Snipes, even though he's a very good actor himself. I never felt like Blade was a character of his own. He was a character that the story and everything revolves around, but he himself wasn't a personality per se, someone that drew you indirectly. Yeah, he was a good fighter and stuff like that. Certain things you want to stylize, but it was everybody around him that took on the better dialogues. You know, he was a man of very little words. And I feel like I don't want us to get into a Hemdell situation where we have a great actor playing a character where we didn't need that much from him to begin with. that we could have used him for another type of role. Something in X-Men. I feel like Mahershala Ali would have been good as a character in X-Men. He could have been a dope Bishop and brought a lot to that character. I mean, like I said, I just feel like he'll do something very similar to Blade and use very little dialogue. And he won't be a character that we could even want to try to attempt a love story. He's never been a character that you would think that, yeah, who's Blade dating? No, he just seemed like a loner dude by himself, says very little. You know, Whistler's like a father figure to him, but that's about it. Whistler will do most of the talking between them both if they had a conversation. You know, that's why I want him to bring something more to Blade. Not to make him so completely different that we'll feel like he's a whole other character. I want us to feel like this is Blade, but I want to feel like Mahershala Ali can own it. And I'm not saying he doesn't have the talent to do so. I just have this funny feeling when I think of Mahershala Ali, I see him doing everything that Wesley Snipes did. And I feel like, dang, man, we could have used him for someone else. Like, you dig? Or I don't want to get to a point where I feel like maybe they should have just used an old man Blade and him having a daughter. But at the same time, I will put my brakes on it. I'm willing to see what they're going to work with. I'm just really trying to express to you guys out there why I'm not against it. Make no mistake, I don't want this to be misunderstood as me being against this casting. Not at all. It's just really why I'm not as impressed. You know, um, if Michael B. Jordan would have been selected to do Cyborg, would you guys have been surprised? You guys would have been like, yo, that's dope because I like him. But really think about it. He's the only other black guy out here working in Hollywood. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? And for the superhero IP, I think we want to make sure that, because a lot of visuals go into it. Maybe because it's a comic book aesthetic. I don't know, but a lot of visuals into it. I don't want to see us crossing too many streams of actors bouncing in between both um TV show characters, Marvel TV show, but somehow be in the movies as a brand new character and jumping around as many different superheroes basically. Especially for larger studios. It'll just be a little odd because you don't want it. Say there was a Bishop movie. You don't want the same guy playing Bishop to be Blade. It'll be a little weird. And it also takes the novelty of the idea of seeing them cross over. And I think sometimes in the back of our minds, you still kind of want that. And the fact that the MCU was actually provided integrated characters, I think at some point you would want to be like, all right, your face is for this character. I think, yeah, of course, there's always going to be exceptions to the rules, so let's not do that. But I still feel and believe that it kind of waters down the character, if you will, the novelty of the character, the uniqueness of them. But this is just what I'm thinking. You know, like I said, I'm still excited for the. I won't say excited. I look forward to it. I'm not exactly excited because I'm sure Mahershala Ali is going to do good. I just feel like when I picture him in my head, I see him doing everything that Wesley Snipes did. Everything. And kind of looking like Wesley, too, with the glasses and everything. It almost feel like that, man. I wish maybe we should have had Wesley and saved you for something better. Especially because Wesley can physically do the fighting. We'd have to teach you. And even though you may be a better actor, and I think that's up for debate, because I know John Campea suggested that, and that may be up for debate. You know, maybe Wesley hasn't been taking on those type of roles now, but I feel like Wesley, from what he's provided before in his career, I feel like he's still up there. Like, I don't know Merciless, but I haven't seen his Oscar Award performances, per se. But I still feel like Wesley is a credible actor. And like I said, I mean, that was more his passion he brought to the front, and he kind of owned it, which I understand. I feel like a lesser known person could have reprised that role. Mahershala Ali is a name though, and I get why you would. I just don't want us to get to a point where you'll just sit back and say, "Dang man, we should use Mahershala Ali for another character." Blade was still writing Blade to be kind of like Wesley Snipes' version. That's why I'm like, I would like to see something that reminds you of what Wesley Snipes did, but I want to see something more dialogue driven to really make Mahershala Ali own this character and this story, you know? And I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you feel like I'm on to something? Do you feel like I'm veering way off the deep end? Um, do you feel like I got something to say on this? Like, do you feel like I'm going somewhere with this in terms of like, do you guys feel the same way that I feel in terms of like, could we have used Mahershala, such a credible actor, for another role? Or do you feel like if we go this route, I want to see you exercise what Mahershala Ali can do? Because I don't expect him to be the physical dude. I hope he'll work out, but I don't expect him to know Kung Fu. But I do expect him to bring the dialogue and resonance of Blade, but carry it even further. To do something very different with the character that can make him be the centerpiece in this film, as opposed to the story and everyone or all the characters around him. Because I feel like that's what Blade was in his previous incarnations, which wasn't a bad thing. It was actually an interesting way to pull that off. A guy that says very little, but all the other characters that have more dialogue than him, they get to bounce off of him because he's the centerpiece physically. But the story and everything around it is what shines most. Could you make this time Blade be the centerpiece in which the story and everyone revolves around? That is what I want to see. Because if you really think about it, anyone could have played what Wesley Snipes played. You could have got anybody outside of the physical fighting and his stylized way of doing it. And I've always said that, even though I like what Wesley Snipes brought to the role, but it didn't exercise the full capacity of what Wesley Snipes can do as an actor. But let me know what you guys think. How do you guys feel about it? Leave it in the comments below. And we'll jump in. We're going to continue talking on this for quite some time. They say this is supposed to be something for phase 5. And I'll definitely do an adjunct to this as well, so we could do some real strong deep dives and see what kind of stories that they will probably provide and speculate on it too as well. So like, share, subscribe. See you next time. And as always, till I have a better outro. Chill.